Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Knowledge Stream, also known as Karthikeya's World. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about the man from Macedonia, also called Alexander the Third or Alexander the Great. We will soon find out the reason behind the title, the Great. Alexander was born in Macedonia in 356 BCE to King Philip II and Queen Olympia. The Greeks always believed that they were destined to rule the world. King Philip also had this point of view. His son, until the age of 16, his son Alexander was brought up on this thought with the tales of glory and by the teachings of Aristotle, a great teacher of the ancient world. In 336 BCE, Alexander's father Philip was assassinated, and at the age of 22, Alexander claimed the Macedonian throne. Alexander was more than a match for his father's ambition. He was charismatic, ruthless, brilliant, diplomatic, and power hungry. He conquered the whole of the Persian Empire. He conquered Thebes, Ionia, Tyre, Egypt, and finally Persia. He ruled over the Persian Empire justly. He went, he saw, he conquered. And so he was given the title Alexander the Great. But his ambition was to conquer the entire known world, and all his conquests brought him to the very edge of the world, according to his teacher Aristotle, India. And how can a world conquest be complete without India being conquered? Alexander rode and continued on his journey to conquer the world, and he reached the northwestern part of India. He conquered everything that lay in between Greece and India. Alexander was like a forest fire, destroying everything in its path. This fire ravaged across the Indus and into Takshila. Afraid of the all-conquering flames, the king of Takshila immediately surrendered Takshila to Alexander. Now the king had lost the world famous Takshila University. Now Alexander's army and himself were in good form. But a storm was coming to Alexander. The eye of the storm, King Porus, the king of Punjab, was a worthy challenger to Alexander. Though Porus's army was outnumbered by Alexander, had a secret weapon that the Macedonian horses weren't prepared for. 100 war elephants. How can horses probably win against elephants? But then a heavy rainfall hit the battlefield, and the battlefield became a muddy trap for the elephants. Porus's biggest weapon became his biggest weakness. After 7 hours of gruesome and fierce fighting, the Porus's tired soldiers were defeated, and Alexander remained undefeated.
The mighty Porus, defeated at last. You fought well, and your men were brave. But alas, they don't call me Alexander the Great for nothing. Now, tell me, Porus, how should I treat you? As a king would treat another king.
Impressed, Alexander indeed treated him like a king. He allowed him to regain his lands and allowed him to rule over his old kingdom as a governor. Now, Alexander set to conquer in the parts of the east along the Gangetic Valley. Now, these areas were extremely fertile and populous. They were approaching the Nanda Empire. But now Alexander had to face a new obstacle. His men were extremely tired and demanded that they should return back to the west. The army of Alexander had made as far as the Hypasus. They had been away from home for more than 8 years. No wonder they were tired. The situation wasn't helped by a rumor that the army of the Nandas had a massive army ready to crush the Macedonians. According to Plutarch, a Greek scholar, the army of the Nandas contained 22 lakh infantry and 20,000 cavalry, 8,000 chariots, and 600 war elephants. The troops got so scared by the rumors that they repelled. Finally, Alexander did have no choice but had to agree that they had to turn back to the west. While he was turning back, Alexander appointed some of his Greek generals to examine the vast areas he had conquered. But obviously, Alexander's generals weren't as great as Alexander. Now, Alexander was not more than 32, but already showing the marked signs of physical and mental decline. And when after only a few weeks left to reach Macedonia, Alexander caught a fever, probably malaria. A few weeks later, the conqueror of the known world was dead, most likely at the hands of a humble mosquito. Imagine a very big ruler who had almost conquered the entire world dead at the hands of a teeny tiny mosquito. Well, that's what they say. Well, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below and share this video with your friends. Bye.